welcome to the Wayward Ball.
Woo woo!
Ah, we are here. I am Jacob. This is Eric. Say your name.
I'm Eric. Yeah, hi. Jesus Christ.
But we're getting awkward because we never have a guest here for news, and so we want to introduce him.
The second time we've had him. Come on,
Yes.
This is not a new guest.
No, it is.
No,
But we
Alex.
never had a guest here for news, and we haven't had it. I don't think
Our illustrious listeners, watchers know Alex.
Okay.
Alex is, I think he's our first repeat guest, right?
I do think you are.
Right.
You're the first person who's agreed to do this 2 times.
Has tolerated us twice.
It says something.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely says something bad about your life. Also, Alex, you are the host of your own. You have a YouTube channel where you've been doing draft breakdowns too.
Yeah, just little side projects. You know,
what's it called?
It's called From the Ground Floor.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's really good. The breakdowns are really good. Alex, as always, pays more attention to this than anybody else. Alex wanted to schedule today's podcast after the 45th pick of the draft because he's a fucking sicko. But we got him on so we could talk draft, but we also, it turns out, have a lot of other shit to talk about, Eric. It finally happened.
Things have happened.
But the
big one. Or it feels like it's not a big one, but like it was the anticipated one.
It does feel anticlimactic, doesn't it?
It feels very anticlimactic for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has been traded. Finally. Giannis is no longer a Milwaukee Buck. No more weird press conferences. No more
Milwaukee
PR.
Year-long national nightmare is over.
Long national nightmare. No more of him saying that he wants to stay in Milwaukee for the rest of his life. He wants to be a Buck, but he doesn't want to play for the Bucks. Yeah. None of this bullshit.
Right.
Milwaukee plays for another, or what you call it? Giannis plays for another team. He plays for the Miami Heat. You want to go through the breakdown of what was actually traded for Giannis here?
Yeah, that sounds great. So Giannis is now a Miami Heat, and that is grammatically how you say that. So Bobby Portis were traded for Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware, Jokashonis, plus this year's 13 pick, which is was Nate Ahmet. They took with that an unprotected first in 2031 and 2033, which are both Miami's. A pick swap in 2030 and 1 second-round pick. I'm disappointed in the number of second-round picks. I feel like there should be more, just so it feels like, we just put some rice with this dish. Like, come on.
If the Chicago Bulls had made this trade,
there would be like 17 second-round picks. I'm just saying. I feel like we could have had more, and we didn't.
Real quick, before we go into the breakdown, do you call a Heat player a Heat? Like, is that what you call? I mean, specifically, what do you call a Heat player? Because, like, I feel like, okay, you say it. So we've got what? We've got like 4 of these, right? A Thunder, a Heat, a Magic,
that are singular names.
Yeah,
right?
singular noun teams,
names, right?
Okay,
but they're a collective noun. That's what.
But I feel like Jazz. There's a natural one. You could say Jazz Man. There's a Jazz Man. I like that. It's beautiful. It's a Jazz Man.
He's a Jazzman.
He plays jazz. It's a Jazz Man.
Yeah.
What you would call it?
Jazzy
and I feel
man?
like a Thunder doesn't sound as stupid because I don't know, because there's 2 syllables or something.
But if we called them like a Thunder,
they're fucking awful.
Then it's like venereal disease. Good. Like maybe what?
What about you, Alex? What say you? What do you call these guys?
Just a heedle.
That's the other one.
Can we use that? Can we say
that? That denotes an era. That denotes an era.
If we don't
Unless
have
Brian Windhorst is writing about it,
right?
No, every day. Yeah, no heedle. I don't know, man. A heater. Anyway, I'm sorry, Eric.
A hot one. I don't know.
Did the Heat actually fucking do anything here? Like, did anything happen?
Alex, how do you feel about it?
Isn't that so depressing though that we're asking this? Like
it is. It's kind of depressing, right? It's like, and I think everybody there was this tantalizing, like, well, maybe he'll go to Boston and maybe Jaylen Brown will end up somewhere else. And woo, that could be exciting. And like, Oh no, they just like stripped the Heat of every single fucking asset they had, and now it's like, and the thing, I mean, and maybe I don't know how you feel about it yourself, but I just feel like the fit with Bam, like, can there be a worse fit? You know, if Bam is your best player left with Giannis, it's like, you're
Offensively.
right. This is true, and he got off night there. Their defense is probably going to be really good, but how are they going to score?
Bam's going to take 21 threes in a game again.
Right. That's what. Oh, that's it. And the last time we had you on was for the Bam 83-point explosion on your.
You do have
Washington
something. There is
Wizards.
something about having you on the show that brings up Bam corner threes. I am not sure
Yeah, there's
what is evoking that, but yeah.
So this isn't this on Giannis though? Like, put your thumb on the scale and say,
yeah.
I'm only going here, so that
Well,
Miami doesn't have to literally gut their entire team. Like,
wasn't that the thing though? Wasn't it like, didn't he say, weren't they working with, maybe it was just that they were working with like a short list? Is that what it ended up being? Like,
I mean, I think that he definitely was working with, they were working with a short list, but it doesn't matter if they're working with a short list because they had two suitors, they could play them against each other.
yeah.
All they needed, it just couldn't be the, Lakers Davis situation where it's like, no matter what, this is the only place that he's ending up. And so you kind of have to do this. And the way that they want him to do it, no, like because Boston was there, Miami had to strip the copper wiring and send this shit in the fucking deal. I mean, I feel a little stupid. It feels like we're being a little flip because this is
A
my
little flip or a
immediate.
little flip?
Hey, shout out to the name of the podcast. Way to go. Good.
Right.
Jeez, we're so doing so well referentially at the beginning of the show. I don't know
We're
if
doing
anyone
it.
else will find it charming, but I am so enthused.
Yeah.
Um,
Makes up for how awkward you are.
the guy who sings the way we ball is named Lil Flip, Alex. The I don't get why we just decided a guy who brought like fucking Butler and Bam to the title like 3 years ago
Yeah.
probably can't bring Giannis and Bam and any other parts along the way. Like I am probably we're being a little short about this, right?
About
Like there's a
Spoelstra.
chance that Miami can do this with
Well,
Spoelstra.
and I think that was the bet with Boston too, right? Like that would have been Boston's bet by giving up Brown and like swapping out Giannis. Look, this is a talent upgrade, but that still would have been a team that, lost kind of badly in the second round to a team that maybe shouldn't have been in the spot they were in Philly. So like you're assuming that Spoelstra is going to do some magic here, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
But this is my thing, and I want to ask Alex this too, is like I don't think that I think the Boston trade made more sense just on paper. Like
like a fit with Tatum.
Tatum
Yeah,
and
I think
Giannis
that,
are just such a
right.
natural fit on both ends of the floor. Even if Tatum isn't, even if it's not, Luka and Giannis or something like that,
Yeah.
it is a very, very clear, oh, these two guys are very versatile defensively, they're very versatile offensively, and Tatum can shoot and Giannis can create for them. And maybe you can't do the beautiful game, Missoula ball, bounce the ball all around, but maybe you don't have to if you've got Giannis, hurtling towards the rim, creating better shots for everybody. I feel like Miami is much more of a, well, I think Giannis plus good players can make good things happen, hopeful situation. Whereas like I do think Boston, even if they had given up clear future Hall of Famer Hugo Gonzalez, I do think that they would have I do think that they would have had something there.
But like, to me, I think part of this is the recency bias of Boston was a better team than Miami last year. So there's maybe some of that there. I don't know. Alex, you started this by saying you felt like it was depressing. Like, what do you think is like, what is it that is depressing to you?
I mean, are we sure Giannis is even at that level anymore?
Oh, okay. There it is. There it is.
Why?
Jacob is going to be really upset. Like,
why?
You've really upset this man.
What did he play like
Mr.
last year, though? When he played, how good was he?
He didn't guard at all, that's for sure.
Who the fuck was supposed to guard anybody on that team? He's supposed to be covering Ryan Rollins' ass for a fucking 30-win team? Who the fuck cares? He wasn't gonna try.
When's the last time he's had what 2 good playoff series in his entire career? Sorry, now I'm gonna
Whoa,
do all over again.
whoa.
Here it goes. Here it goes. I'm here for the hate, frankly, but
Phoenix and Boston, is that what you're saying? The Phoenix
Yeah.
finals and the Boston
So
semis?
so we're talking about Spo Magic, right? But who
Yes.
did they
Yeah.
beat? Who were the 1 seeds that they beat in both of those years?
I mean, the funny thing is maybe this is really it's the Doc Rivers thing. It's like Giannis was like, he beat me, so I must join him. Like maybe that's Giannis's thought on going to Miami is just like they are so good because they beat me. I don't know why he has this accent, but I just in my head he's talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger a little bit.
Greek,
And like
not Austrian.
no, right, but it's just it's unrelated to their where they're from, but more like just a muscle related accent that I feel like. Anyway,
possible HGH.
Right. That obviously the HGH has worn him down, Alex, and he's just a shell of himself.
You really don't think Giannis is a top 5 guy anymore, top 6 guy anymore, or you just think it's too much of a risk?
I mean, when he plays, maybe he's on the borderline of that, but he's going to play what 60 games at most. So
is that
here,
true?
Let me ask,
like how many games has he actually really I mean, I feel like the games he's missed have been loud and in key moments, maybe more than actually the number, but maybe I'm also miscounting.
No, let's pull up the games played the last few years. I know last year was obviously an outlier.
Because they shut him
But
down.
prior to that, we have
But was it
67.
an outlier? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, last year, the year before that, he played 67. The year before that, he played 73. The year before that, he played 63. He hasn't missed. Last year was the first year he played fewer than 60 games in a season. However, the obvious thing I'm skipping here is several times when the playoffs came around, he was not there. He was not there. Whether it was
he missed like key games and they lost series.
I mean, in that Indiana series, he just misses it, and then the next year he plays the Indiana series, but there's no Dame.
I would like to note in Giannis's defense, not that I'm a big defender of this man, but as a James Harden stan forever, we will stand on business here, which the business is who the hell knows. But anyway, the fucking I will say I think that Bucks team was built old to begin with and was built in a very flawed way, such that like they got that one title and after that Middleton fell apart. Like all these guys were old. There just wasn't. I mean, Brooke Lopez was such a key part of those teams. I think
they go back to back if they're not reliant. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
They were built to maximize Giannis, always a stretch big who can protect the rim.
But in the short term, right? Like that wasn't a team that was built around his. He was the youngest player, or among the. I'm trying to think of who was younger on the team.
Pat Connaughton.
Right? Yeah, maybe.
Bobby Portis.
I don't know. I think he's older than Portis. No.
I think
he's younger than.
I think Bobby might be a year.
Bobby's older than him. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. To me, that was just always a team built for the short term, for a short term fit, and not for like long term growth. Anyway, around him. So
I want to see the Heat run it back with a bunch of minimum guys. Is Wes Matthews still around? Jay Crowder.
Let's go.
Gabe Vincent.
Wes Matthews.
You're joking, but this is probably all of the reports have been treating them like they're the fucking Heatles and being like, look for Chris Middleton, look for Klay Thompson. Why? Why am I looking for them?
Anasa still.
Yeah, they haven't signed. As far
as
he
can probably guard laterally better than the two guys we just named at this point. Where the fuck is Alex Antetokounmpo? Yeah, I just Pele Larson was not a name. Jaime Jaquez was not a name. Kel'el Ware was an interesting name, but like a lot of guys most players didn't, or teams didn't think they could drag out of Kel'el Ware what even Spoelstra ended up doing, even though he sat his ass most of the time. I just think it feels like unfair to both unfair to Giannis. I think Alex is being incredibly unfair to Giannis. What you call it? Just because what the fuck,
I also
dude.
think like Alex's that your thought here is largely consensus. I think a lot of people. I've had several friends text me and be like, "But why? Why would Boston?" I had a friend text me and be like, "But I don't even understand why Boston would want to trade Jaylen Brown for Giannis," and that kind of broke my brain. But
This
also
feels like Kawhi talk
that
in 2019. I'm sorry, this feels fucking stupid. Like,
I was
yeah,
in his prime at least. He was injured, but he was in his prime. Giannis is it's
Giannis's
I mean, he's
numbers at the
31.
beginning of last year, before he got hurt, were comparable
okay,
to
but
any of
it's
his prime years.
fake regular season 5-out basketball. Doc Rivers system, like it doesn't move me at all. Just like this trade, it doesn't move me, and it's sad. It's depressing, but it is what it is.
I do think that part, like, I'm with you. Like the leaving. What to me that's tricky is that it's like he's only 31, and I'm with Jacob in the sense that when it's been inopportune the times that he's missed, but also I think like he's played still really well. So it feels a little strange to be shipping him out for like the late career like Hakeem thing where it's like, cool, you're going to go to Toronto and you're going to have like 1 or 2 years. But then it also feels like this is not a good enough situation with the talent around him to be like a Garnett situation where he's going to go. But also, unlike the Garnett situation, he won where he was. So, but that team was falling apart around him and had been. So whatever. But this just doesn't seem like a better situation for him. You know what I mean?
So what's the comp? What's the historical comp?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good one.
I mean,
Like
I told you what
Milwaukee.
I
Luka
uh,
to Strickland.
you said Dame to Milwaukee. I told you I thought Luca to LA was a little bit what it felt
Yeah,
like, where it's just like they send him into a problem situation already that like the best player who's there is kind of duplicative of his best talents.
Yeah.
This is where I think that you're just way off, Alex. And before I was trying to say where we were being unfair, it's look, you're totally right. He has not played the level of defense that we think of are for him in a while. We haven't seen him engage on that level. And maybe the comp right here is actually like Dwight Howard coming to the Rockets, where you've got a guy who can actually produce a lot still. But what you think of when you think of why this guy is a top two, top three talent is that he is a true top two, top three guy on both ends, and he just isn't that on one end anymore. But again, on offense, he is that. There is no argument to me that he is that. He is the best paint scorer in the league. Better than Jokic, better than honestly anybody particularly close to him. And I think on a team that can smartly use like the premier talent of anything, you know what I mean? Like having the number one talent of anything, I think that they're going to squeeze more out of this than we think. And I was going to say earlier, the thing I think is really unfair is we are being unfair to Bam in the sense that we are not believing that he can look
He
at where
scored
he's at.
83 this year, guys.
That is not the argument I am making. I want to make before I do not expect that he is going to be a premier scorer this year. I just think he has had like the shittiest job in the league for 2 years. Like no talent around him, having to become like be a little bit Jokic, be a little bit of like whatever we fucking need for you to be whenever he's just not he is a connector piece. He is a good passer on the roll. He is a really, really cool. I mean, obviously one of the most talented defenders we've ever seen in the NBA. And he's still like kind of at that level on defense, at least in terms of being a switchy guy. Maybe not the rim protector he was whenever he was really young. But I just think let's give it a second, as stupid as it feels right now. Let's see if they can do something besides Klay Thompson.
But they also are likely going to lose Norm Powell. So to me, like everybody's baking Norm Powell into this, but that man's a number
You
6
should
player.
not.
So
No,
it's like, cool.
he's probably going to be a Piston. Like he's
It's like,
probably
oh, that's starting five. It's like that ain't the starting five, bro. Like you got Pella Larson in there, or Drew Smith, or
Fontecchio hours.
maybe you're just going super big. Right, right. Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. Like
It's been such a game of
gonna
can
go
you
super
remember who
big
the
of Bobby
11th guy on
Portis.
the yeah.
No,
Okay.
but those are good points, Jacob. Those are good points. Like I'm
Just-
excited to see how it goes. Like, yeah, Bam's a winner, and I think he's more of a problem solver than people
And I just
realize.
think rim protection, like that's the part that I'm a little worried about with these two that we just assume is going to be there. But let's see on the offense. I kind of think they're going to have a really cool offense next year.
I'm
Um,
curious. I like your
now let's.
optimism.
I want to talk about what the fuck Milwaukee just got back because is this the best deal they could have gotten?
Yeah.
I think probably.
Right.
Um, is it a good deal? Is a different question. Did they just wait? I mean, they obviously waited too long. They obviously waited too long. Did they
I
wait
mean,
so
do
long
you
that they
think that
didn't
this
get?
is worse than what they got that was offered at the deadline?
Uh, no, but I think if they had made this trade a year ago, they would have gotten more. If they had made this trade a year ago, they would have gotten more. But what I was really going to ask here is just, do you think that they got back anything that can be like a cornerstone piece, like even a pick in here, make you like excited? Or did they just really just get the poo-poo platter that we think it is?
So I mean, the new lottery reform, I think who knows with the picks, right? Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think yeah, they could be. So and they
Could
got
you
three of
explain
those,
that a
right?
little bit, Alex? What you mean by that?
So if you're in the middle, like if you're outside of the bottom three in the standings, then everybody has a flat odds of getting the ping pong balls, right?
Yeah.
So no, everybody has they have it's is it 3-2-1? I can't remember. So it's three. I don't know. It's probably
There's
two.
some there's some details to it, and we tried to cover it on an episode, but I had not read anything
Yeah,
about
I
it. And
still can't really wrap my mind
Jacob
around.
was like, Eric, go take it away, explain the thing. And I was like, I haven't read it, dude. I don't know. This it's fucking dumb. Like whatever it is, it seems bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm with you though. I with the flat lottery odds, I had the same thought too, that I was like, because I'm right. I know enough. I'm with you. Like, there's that relegation zone where if you're a really bad team, then you're like not allowed to get a top pick. But the those kind of what would be like the 4 to 14 teams generally are like have relatively flattened odds. So to me, that says, hey, you know what? In 2031, 2033, Giannis is probably either going to be old or he's going to be like not there. And maybe you trust Spoelstra to be like pretty good, but that may be like a great team to be like, hey, we've got a couple of picks. Like they're just falling outside, of the playoffs or whatever, and then you end up like
Yeah.
those could be,
Well, not just
valuable.
that. Don't forget, if you're a 7 or an 8 seed, like you're in the lottery now. So yeah, I mean, like, no, you don't even have to. The Heat
Yeah,
don't even have to be a fucking, lottery team in those years. They
right.
can just be a 8 seed,
And just do
and
what they've done forever, and then just be
exactly,
like, oh,
exactly. They
let's
can be
actually
exactly who they've been.
value
Pat
those
Riley will
picks.
still be there.
Right.
Shit.
I'm with you though. I wonder. I don't know how you feel about this, Alex. Like to me, when I look at the players they got back, and why I do think it's probably the best package that they were going to get. I just who else was in the bidding? Who else did Giannis say he would go to? The Boston thing, clearly they didn't want Brown. Brown's 29. Like if they're
No,
trying to
I don't
rebuild,
think that's based on the reporting I've read. That's not what had happened here. Have you seen something similar, Alex, where it's like they just wanted more?
Oh, I can't.
Oh,
I don't know.
oh,
I
okay.
haven't seen.
I can
I
speak to what I saw reported here, which was
because I
essentially
yeah, go ahead.
Brown was offered, Brown and a pick were offered.
Oh yeah, they
They
wanted
want,
Ugo, right?
they wanted Hugo, they
Yeah.
wanted what you call, they wanted Kada, they wanted what you call, and they wanted basically as many picks as Miami gave up.
Uh,
And that was the thing that Brad Stevens was not going to do, is he was like, look, man, I'm giving you an all NBA player. What you call it? Give you an all NBA player. We're not going to pay the premium that Miami is going to pay or on the same kind of deal. And I think that that's what pushed them away is like, I think the Heat wanted options. Excuse me, I want the Bucks wanted options here. And they were basically offering them like, hey, here's a really cool thing that maybe you can trade, but that's all we're really giving you here. If you want to do the work of this, you can go do the work of this.
I had assumed that they had that the 3-team deal of Brown going somewhere else, those things going to Milwaukee had just never materialized, that they just couldn't cobble together that 3-team deal. And then Milwaukee was like, well, and maybe so, where it's like, hey, you know what? Brown might not have the same kind of value to us as he does to you because of his age. So
I don't think the Clippers put their deal. I don't think the Clippers put their pick on the table. And I don't think, or what you call it, and I don't think the Hawks put theirs on the table either. Like, I
What
think
about,
that,
what
what'd you
about
say?
Minnesota? What about Minnesota? Weren't they
I mean,
McDaniel's untouchable? That's what.
dude, do you want to, do we just want to skip straight to the Minnesota talk here? Because I do think Minnesota's placement in the Giannis talks always was kind of fucking weird to me. Because I just was like, they're not going to give up McDaniels for this. And why the fuck? And even if they did, he's the best thing they've got in this trade. He's still not enough. And they don't have the picks to give up. I didn't understand where Minnesota ever was in there. And I kind of don't, I kind of want to talk about what the fuck Minnesota is doing in a second. But before we get there, I want to talk Boston. Before we get there, I want to talk Boston here because I think we got to the part where I wanted to say, I think Boston made what was probably a smart decision on their part not to give up everything, what you'll call it, for the Tatum Giannis deal or team. Are they fucked though? Like, are they just like stuck in this weird, like, are they in the same Twilight Zone that we're putting the Heat in right now?
Yeah, I think so. But they have
Right?
Tatum, so they're gonna just have to reimagine their team around Tatum
I
eventually.
mean, here's the thing that's interesting to me, right? Is that if we if we rewound all of this back to last year, this time, last September, right? Tatum's injured. Boston has lost like every part of that championship team, and like, don't we kind of think of and similarly to the Knicks, right? Like I know we were on this roller coaster all year of like, oh, the Knicks are underperforming. Oh my God, like the Celtics are winning so many games. Like their offense is amazing. But we kind of land now here in the offseason about like we thought we would be, right?
Right back where we were.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like for both of them, it's like, yeah. And for Boston, it's like, what did you learn this year? You learned you have a great coach and you have some good players and you're lacking talent. So, let's see. But
Not a Hugo Gonzalez believer, this guy. Not a Hugo Gonzalez believer.
Definitely not. No.
You're gonna have to score. You have to actually score the basketball every once in a while.
right. To be, yeah. I mean, similarly, I mean, I think if we talk about what Milwaukee got back, like if you don't think this is a great package, I think you have to. I mean, again, there's a lot of guys, and most of those guys are young. Hero's 26, I think. Everybody else is under 25, or like, Jonas is a second year guy. Where is two, like, or third. Like, Jaquez like had a down year, and then last year, I think toward the end of the year, he started to have a better year. But
second place in Sixth Man of the Year voting.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. No, he picked it up like after a bad year the year before. But it's like, how many of these guys are like, are these all just like great fill out your roster guys, like 7, 6, 7, 8, eighth men on a championship team? Is that what they all are? And if so, what did you really get?
At best. Have some of these guys haven't proven they can do that.
Some people think Jonas has upside. I'm not a believer, but some people like him.
I don't like his jumper.
Slow, man. He's slow.
Yeah.
He's like
Keaton Wagler.
He would not look. Yeah, he would look okay next
right
to
there.
He look okay.
We're gonna get into it.
Look okay next to Giannis. Okay. We're gonna talk about this trade just like we talked about the almost trade a million fucking times. We'll see.
Yeah.
As the summer goes on, we'll have more.
I know. I'm already bored. Come on, we've been talking about this.
I am not. I could honestly keep talking about this.
I know you love this shit. This is
your
favorite fucking thing.
This is the most like look at it through a prism trade I've ever seen in a while, where it's just like none of it. There's no obvious good thing, but there's also no like.
Dude, here's the thing. Almost every time in history when there's a trade, or there's it's like a contract. Like when there's a contract and the contract gets signed, almost exclusively outside of Jalen Brunson, I guess. Like there, when we look at it, we go, if you go, this could maybe, it's always bad. Like the shit depreciates. It's like a fucking new car, dude. Like once after like we are going to look at this with the rosiest glasses always when it happens, because we're always going to be excited about the outcome, about the new things, about the new stories. But yeah, if we're already like, man, it's probably fucking terrible for everyone. So
good point. It's a
You
good
forgot
point.
Brunson. You also forgot Westbrook for Chris Paul too, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Was,
We'll talk Austin Reaves in a second. I want to get to that Minnesota conversation that we almost had there. Julius Randle salary. Julius Randle salary.
Talk about fucking sad
to the Brooklyn Nets.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Randle gets the salary dumped to the Brooklyn Nets. The T-Wolves pick up a trade exception. They use some of the space they get from this trade to sign Ayo Dosunmu to a very, very large deal. And Nick Claxton somehow in this trade ends up on the Chicago Bulls. Sure.
That was the part I really, really didn't understand. I was like, but because the Bulls didn't give up anything, right?
No.
Too many lefties on the Nets already.
They just have cap space.
It literally was just like, oh, we don't want our guy. Well, we don't want our guy too. We'll take your guy. Somebody else has to take our guy.
I just want to know how much Nick Claxton have we watched in the last couple of years? I know I haven't watched much. It's kind of a bad sign when your team is like, we'll take Julius Randle into our cap space and we'll just give away Nick Claxton.
The thing that I've been thinking about with this is like Julius Randle's going back to New York.
Yes.
He's going back to New York on the Nets. The fucking year that the team he was just on won the title and the whole city is going insane. And he's going to have to go out and he's going to be like in bars in Brooklyn and like trying to just, and people are going to recognize him and be like, hey, Julius, hey, bud. Like
what's
very
worse?
DeRozan-like. It's very DeRozan.
What's worse, this or his rookie year, his real rookie year being Kobe's last year.
Oh, right. Yeah, I do remember that.
I loved Julius Randle set the dirtiest screens I've ever seen in that game, in that 82 game. I think there's something beautiful about that. That's like honestly like my first positive memory when I think of Julius Randle memories. Okay. So look, I don't really have a lot to say about Julius Randle here on where he's going to go. He's on the Nets. He'll probably score a bunch of points next year. He'll probably maybe get bought out at the end of this deal or something. Like, who knows? Whatever. Did the T-Wolves get better? Because I think that's how they're trying to market this right now. That this was addition by subtraction. There's been obviously a lot of reports that he was really, really, really negative in the locker room, and that McDaniels and and other guys.
You were reading some reports that I don't know where these reports are.
Twitter. I'm on Twitter.
I feel like okay, so this motherfucker's tweeting
during
shit.
The playoffs too.
Yeah,
on the court, he's playing no defense at all. Everybody's getting mad at him.
Yes. And then there was this video of Jaden McDaniels getting the news about fucking about Julius Randle getting traded, and he does the "yo, that's crazy" thing. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
I didn't see.
I had heard a little bit that players on the team thought that he pouted a lot. And that he didn't pass the ball that much, which is obviously true. And also
he's supposed to be your point forward, though. He's supposed to be the new Draymond, right?
He was at times. He helped them his decision making, take that burden away from Ant. But
yeah,
he did. Yeah. But that's kind of just more of evidence that they hadn't built a roster that could really help Ant. That Randall was offering that much.
I just don't know from a talent standpoint. I feel like this is you're worse, right? Like now, can they take that $33 million trade exception and get someone else into that money, right?
I think the question here is, are they getting more minutes for guys who are actually better? Because what do you say? You think so?
I mean, it's a way better fit, but
you think that McDaniels, because what's going to happen now is Nas Reed, obviously. McDaniels gets more touches, and then Terrence Shannon, who weirdly like showed up in the playoffs. And my real question is like, did the Timberwolves just bet really hard on that fucking Nuggets series and go, you know what? The things that really worked here are obvious, and
The
what we
scoop
need to
move.
do. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I,
I don't know,
it
man.
feels a
I
little
like the suit
insane.
move, but I just and I haven't seen their like the salary cap. I was trying to pull it up because they're like it may have been an issue where they were about to be in the second apron, and the second apron is so fucking punitive that we've talked about this a little bit with the Thunder, that like everyone's like, are they going to resign? Are they going to bring Hartenstein back? And it's like, no, you can't. Like they fucking can't.
But
Like their
well,
tax bill is going to be like
they're doing the thing right
240
now.
million versus like 30 million.
They're
Like
doing the
that's
things
just
right now that can get them there. That's what their whole point of this summer right now, and tossing away Wiggins.
Wiggins,
It
yeah, but that's not
is.
enough.
No, they're gonna have to get
And,
rid of
and
Wiggins, Joe, and Dort. They're gonna have to
right,
get rid of Wiggins, Joe, and Dort, and maybe still Kenrich Williams, probably.
Didn't they just draft the Hartenstein replacement? Not to
yes,
skip
right,
ahead, but
exactly.
See, but I don't think is he though? Like, is he a Hartenstein replacement?
We're gonna get to that because I have a lot of thoughts about that.
We
And I
can
feel
talk
like
about that
Alex,
right now because I just don't understand.
can we? I don't think we should, but yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
okay, okay. I look, I think for Minnesota, what's interesting to me right now is that they do seem to think there's something to be had with just like letting their team become more of a four out around Gobert. Let everybody kind of create and let Ant just be like the killer creator of those guys. Like they're gonna play like a little bit more like it feels like OKC next year. I'm a little trying to figure out how what they're planning on doing here because yeah, man, getting rid of Randall for nothing, they're probably just reading the room and saying we can't trade him for a positive asset. We're probably gonna have to give up stuff. So the best thing we can do is just throw him away. But can they get anybody with that 33? Like it feels like Minnesota just took a step back. Yeah,
yeah. My
yeah.
question is, why is Gobert still on the team then? If they're just going to willingly take a step back like that,
Yeah,
DiVincenzo out for the year, like
yeah,
And that's the thing.
yeah, that's
Is
another
Dante's
thing.
out? Yeah.
So the everything they got for Cat is now gone next year, and Cat
Yes.
just won a title.
So what is Gobert? So where do you think where do you think there's any interest for Gobert though, Alex? That's the thing. Is like
yeah, I don't know. There should be, but
Gobert had a
I
great
don't know
year
where.
though. Gobert had a
he's
really good
great.
year.
He's
He's
great.
great.
He's just a weird player to build around.
Well, they're building around Ant, but they just don't. They haven't. They keep giving away the fucking assets. And
I just mean for any team that trades for him, like you have to build a kind of weird roster with him because you can't, you just have to give up the idea that you're going to have any paint scoring like at all. What you call it? You're not going to run your pick and roll with your big. You're going to have like a weird kind of offense because you just have this guy who's a zero, but he's a huge rebounding
yeah.
or what success
You
for
should have
you.
the Rockets offense, and that was great last year.
It's
Turned
number
out
one in the league for a
turned out
long time.
turned out awesome. It ended really well. Last I checked. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. I think unless y'all have some other thoughts on Randall or this, Alex, what do you think?
Uh,
I think we covered it.
Yeah.
You want to talk Austin Reaves?
Yeah, we haven't that I think is really interesting. But to me, especially from this standpoint of what we were just kind of talking about, Alex, of like this moment where we were last year, and where we find ourselves this year. Because I had another friend also who was like, who saw that and really didn't watch much this year, and he was like, "What the fuck? This is crazy." And I was like, "It's actually it's not crazy. I think he was really good this year. He took a leap, but." I think that's an interesting thing. We have seen in the past guys like in a contract year play really great, and then so I mean, I don't know. What do y'all? I mean, clearly they haven't. Wait. So they've given him the deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they've signed
Okay.
him, but it doesn't, I mean, it's before free agency. When
Yeah.
they actually sign it, who knows?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what
I don't know.
what do you think about the Reeves contract, Alex?
I mean, I think he's worth every penny in the regular season, but what do you guys think about him in the playoffs? I guess you saw him firsthand. Well, he was injured, but
yeah.
really,
I give him a pass on that. And to me, I
but
watched.
even
So, yeah, go ahead.
even the year before that, he wasn't that good in the playoffs either.
Right.
So like, he was actually bad 2 years ago in the playoffs. So
A couple years before that, his breakout was in the playoffs though. Like his when they went to the conference finals, like his I think that was his second or third year. Like he was hitting every
he was
shot.
he was a different player. Like that was a different player back then. Like since he's broken out, like actually become Austin Reaves. Like I feel like he's been a playoff dropper. But.
Huh. That's an interesting thought. I kind of hadn't that's something that didn't enter my mind. Like I didn't think of him as like because last year to me it was like just such a okay, well he's injured, you're coming back in the series, and what are you gonna fucking do, man? They're so undermanned. To me, my thoughts are much more around like less Reaves and more like what the fuck do you do with Braun, Reaves, and Luka? Like Reaves and Luka works. I think Braun and Luka probably works, but the three of them together, how for money's sake, but also just like how is your team good? How is your team defend anyone?
I don't know that Reeves and Luca works, and that's my biggest issue with it.
Okay.
I don't think so. Playoff dropper. I don't know if we just mean production. Yes, he obviously has been. Production's been bad. Last 2 years, he's been worse in the regulars or in the playoffs than he had been in the regular season. This year, the injuries obviously play into that. I just think my real issue is you think about like the player type that Reeves reminds you of that's been most successful next to LeBron, and that's Kyrie. I would say, or excuse me, next to Luca, that's Kyrie, right? Like you're like, oh, maybe he can play the Kyrie role next to him, with a little bit more creation, maybe somehow a little
You
bit
mean like
works
a
on
pure scorer is what you're saying?
a scorer who
Who's a
can shoot,
shooter?
who can shoot off the catch as a secondary creator,
Yeah.
a guy who, whenever Luca
Brunson was that guy.
has an entire defense, or what you call it, what'd you say?
Brunson was that guy.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. Dallas has made a lot of very bad decisions. What you call it? But like when Luca has an entire floor like weighted against him and he's got two guys on him, you're gonna have what you call it, Reeves attacking and an advantage and being such a great creator, the same way that Kyrie was really successful in that role. My biggest problem with that comp in my mind and trying to make it make sense is I don't think Reeves is the shooter that his numbers say. That's the biggest issue to me. Is I don't think Reeves is the catch and shoot shooter that like his percentage numbers say. And that's why I think we get playoff dropper Reeves
Yeah.
is he's not a beautiful catch and shoot shooter. He's a good off the dribble shooter. That means that you're putting the ball in his hands more whenever that ball should be probably be in the best pick and roll or player in the league's hands are on the Lakers. And I think that's where I get a little bit scared is I think he's kind of just set up to never be as good as he can be next to Luca. And but they need the talent, so they can't let him go. Like they just can't lose his level of talent. So I mean, honestly, I think the Lakers are just doomed, and I've been thinking the Lakers are doomed for a year here. Like they're doomed to have to trade Luca, and I think that this only locks that in. But it also makes it so that they keep him happy for a year. They signed his friend. They got talent on the team. They'll win some games in the regular season with these two guys. But Kyrie is a dead-eye shooter. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing that people
Yeah.
forget about Kyrie Irving is he is one of the best catch and shoot shooters that the league has seen in the last like 10 years. And that
And
is
Reeves, you're
just
right. Reeves is just not that.
Reeves is not that. Reeves is not that.
I
And
I kind of
go ahead.
disagree. I think I believe in him as a catch and shoot, and I'm looking at the numbers last 2 years, 40% catch and shoot threes. The year before wasn't as high, but
Huh.
like I disagree with you.
And
I mean, when he catches it, it looks good to me when he
it does.
spots up and catches and shoots. But
And I would love to see his numbers on high leverage threes. You know what I mean? Like I would love to see his numbers on like clutch threes, what you call it.
yeah, I don't know what the volume is.
What's
Yeah,
funny
exactly,
is
exactly.
I just think a lot of my kind of memories of him, and when I think of him, are from those playoff runs, kind of early, and outside of this past year when he just was a murderer and also had become like a great passer for them, and just was his to me the difference. in what the leap that he made this year was his touch around the rim. Like I felt like at the rim this year he made such a huge leap, and I don't know. I mean, to me, I think they can have success with those two guys. Like I think he's a good enough shooter. I definitely have noted him. My memories of him, again, not looking at numbers, are much more of an off the dribble shooter. Like my just kind of anecdotal, hey, this is what I remember him doing. But I just feel like those two guys are high level offensive players, and that they could run a good offense together if they could put defensive players around them. But they just have so many holes in that roster. That's my thing. It's like,
yeah,
cool, we can talk about Reaves. This feels A, expected. B, the problem with the Lakers is not those two guys. The problem with the Lakers is that they have to somehow build a roster with that has like two good players on it right now, and you have to fill out that roster with like $50 million of cap space or $40 million of cap space that they're gonna have, and it's like, okay, but you need like four guys, bro.
Elite
like,
defender there,
yeah,
and then you also
need
probably
like
need another one.
Three really good players or something. Like signing one other guy is like not going to do it. Like signing Tari Eason or what's his name or Peyton Watson is like cool. That's a great step forward, but you need a center too.
How much does Gobert get paid?
Too much for them.
I don't know. We're trying to find a place. Yeah. Finally, in transaction news, Alex, I wish if we had like a soundboard here, I'd be putting on like funereal music.
This is my thing, is that we've gone for like 45 minutes, and the main thing I want to do is talk to Alex about the Wizards. Like that's the main fucking thing I want to do right now.
And here we get to that part of the show. We get to the bat, but before you get the candy of talking about the number one pick, which I still don't think is going to be your most favorite candy to eat, what you would call it, I want to talk about the medicine of a 4-year deal for Trae Young. Trae Young opts out of his $50 million last year player option and signs for 4 years, $212 million. Alex, the floor is yours. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Just an unserious organization. That simple. Unserious. Yeah. Like why Ime Udoka, why is he returning? Why are the Wizards keeping their coach? They're unserious. Yeah. They're unserious.
Right. No, you mentioned the Chris Paul Westbrook trade earlier, and that was one of the first things that Tillman Fertitta did, and to me that's where the organization began to fail from ownership. We had a great owner in Les Alexander for a lot of years, and Tillman Fertitta is a fucking dipshit, and Stone and Udoka should be gone right now. They should have been gone.
Like, you think Stone too?
Fuck Stone. Yeah, he should be gone too. Like, yeah, no, gone. Like gone, both of them. Yeah, and there's no peep. There's nothing. Like the Durant thing. Like it was such an embarrassment, and they're just going like, oh yeah, they're.
Like, I texted Alex when this deal came out, and I was like, Alex, what the hell? And his immediate, do you remember your immediate response, Alex? He said his name's Will Dawkins, right?
Oh yeah.
Will Dawkins is a fraud. Was his immediate. Yeah, man. I don't want to be the 400th guy to say it, but like, who the fuck were you bidding with? Like, who was doing this?
And if he leaves, so what? Like, the whole point of this was convenience. You got him for nothing. He wants to be here.
Right.
So he's a former All-Star. He'll be at a reasonable price, and
you were still going to offer him the best deal he could get. Like, even if you offered him a 2-year or 3-year team option on the 3rd-year deal with, $25 million or whatever, he still wasn't getting that anywhere else.
Right. Like a 3-year $100 million deal, or like 3-year $80 million deal or something.
The Pistons weren't open space for it. The Bulls weren't going to do it. The Nets weren't going to do it.
Nobody has the space. That's the thing that gets me, is that nobody else has the cap space over this. Like, were the Bulls going to sign him? Were the Nets going to sign him? Like, not for this money.
And the Pistons weren't going to open the space. That's what I meant. It's like there's just nobody there.
Here's the moment of, to me, optimism though, is that I don't feel like it tanks your team, because I don't feel like even if Debonsa like is the best version of himself.
Who?
Like
We haven't. I don't know who you're talking about. We haven't talked about that.
But can he become the best version of himself with Trey? Like, I think it just tanks everybody's
you
development.
So you
Except
think
Star,
that it's not only like a bad deal from a financial standpoint, like you think it could be a hindrance on the development of the other guys?
For sure. I think that's clear, right? I mean, Trey's just going to help take a load off, I guess, and help them in transition, like his hit-ahead passes and stuff. But isn't the whole point of this rebuild to like give all, because they still have so many young guys, give them all as much room and as much space as possible? Like, even like last year they didn't have that. Like, not everybody had a good opportunity. Like your boy Cam Whitmore was.
You said that Sar was the only guy you could see Trey improving the development of. Do you think he steps in the way of Trey Johnson's development?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I think they failed Trey Johnson last year. Because I think Trey Johnson is more of a creator than people realize. But he's just going to be, his entire career is just going to be an off-ball guy. And I think it's just so limiting to him.
And Debonsa, I mean, not to get ahead. Like he clearly, I think to me, Trae Young and Debonsa actually do that. That is to me a combo that does not work.
It's really bad.
And
unless it's like a blessing in disguise that AJ has to improve on some of this stuff, but
off-ball stuff,
which is possible. Yeah, which is possible. But
which are definitely his weakness is that in shooting and stuff, right?
Yeah, like he just watching him, I don't see him that ever being a huge part of his game. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look natural. Like his shot's super flat.
Like, well, do you want to just go ahead and jump into that? Because that, I mean, I think
we're just going to keep talking about the Wizards. We're going to keep talking about the Wizards.
Yeah. And the draft really is like the biggest news that we have right now.
It is
more than anything else.
So let's talk it real quickly. I'm just going to give a rundown. So NBA draft happened yesterday. Today it's also ongoing while we talk right now, but it's the second round. And the truth is only Alex knows who these guys are between three of us. So I'm not going to.
I've done some additional research.
Okay.
So I have some talking points. I'm ready.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. I mean today's guys. Today's guys. The guys who are getting drafted today. Do you feel?
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is Alex probably still knows who these guys are, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, see, he's like, I kind of do. Okay.
Well, that's awesome. That's where actually you're going to, even beyond talking about your Wizards, I think this will be really helpful because I normally do a lot more draft stuff. And this year I just have not, I've been so swamped with stuff.
Yeah.
What's that?
With life.
Right. Yeah. Yes, literally. Yeah.
With the miracle of life.
I have a 2-week-old baby. That's right. And also, my job just got really nuts, like all throughout May. So,
okay, yeah. So our top, I'll give our top 10 picks here, and then we can go through some of the other ones. The Washington Wizards with the number 1 pick drafted AJ Debonsa. The Utah Jazz drafted Darren Peterson, number 2. Cameron Boozer was drafted number 3 to the Memphis Grizzlies. Caleb Wilson was drafted number 4 to the Bulls. Keaton Wagler was drafted number 5 to the Los Angeles Clippers. Mikal Brown was drafted number 6 to the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah. Number 7, Darius Acuff Jr., the Sacramento Kings get their man at number 7. Atlanta Hawks get Kingston Fleming's falling to them at number 8. And Morris Johnson Jr. drafted, interestingly, by the Dallas Mavericks. And to round out our top 10, Braden Burries is drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah. They of the Tyler Hero, Kel'el Ware variety. Okay, so back to the Wizards. You told me a couple weeks ago that Debonsa was not very high on your draft board. Where did you have him, and why did you have him there?
So I think I'll end up having him 4. But I still need to. I'm actually working on Debonsa project right now, but he is a phenomenal talent. Like the stuff he does with his moves, how much ground he covers, like how powerful and explosive he is. Like
he's so long, and he's so athletic, and his spin moves in the paint. Like I'm with you that
it's crazy.
Yeah. But you had him 4. Who you have above him? I assume that's Peterson, Boozer, and Wilson, all three.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
Why?
That's not great for
why
for you as a fan. Just
so I think Boozer and Peterson, they're two players that are just above everybody else in this draft.
That's
and
one of my thoughts too.
Yeah, and the Wizards didn't get either of them, so
yeah.
I expected it, but it's still disappointing. It feels a little bit not to like this is a little bit hyperbolic, but in a similar vein, like DeAndre Ayton 2018 draft, like a little bit like that, like just seeing the talent in my grasp and not getting it. Like,
well, don't you feel better that you have Trae Young there to teach you the lessons of that? I think that's interesting, and I really want to ask you: do you think that that's mostly so? You said that Peterson and Boozer you just think are better. Is part of that player type? Is part of that like just who the kinds of guys who you think are successful in the NBA in the long run now, or is it about straight up talent, or is there something else there intangibly?
for sure. I mean, I think just people don't change. Like, I just think the archetype Debonsa is like, why would I want to sign up for that? That's like the Brandon Ingram, Paolo archetype. Like, you're good. Like, he's gonna put up numbers. He's good. He's gonna raise your floor. But it's like, it's holding the franchise hostage a little bit too at the end of the day. And why would I want to sign up for that when I have this unique opportunity to add one of these two guys?
Yeah.
Devil's advocate, would we not have said that the Shea player type 4 years ago probably wouldn't have been the kind of guy that we would want to build around?
I said it. I didn't like Shea. I wasn't like so moved by Shea. I was like, he's fine. You, Jacob, loved him, and I was like, okay. I don't know.
Until now, he's getting in the way of my favorite players. And now I'm a lot more.
Now you hate him.
But yeah,
whatever. I don't hate every part of his body. Yeah.
I don't.
Even the sexy ones. Like, he's got a lot of sexy parts. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Alex. What I really wanted to ask is like, is there like some thought maybe that Debonsa could be like the greatest Brandon Ingram ever, and like maybe make it a little bit
LeBron
different?
James or Brandon Ingram?
Yeah, exactly. Like, is that?
Yeah, it's possible. But do you want to bank on that? I mean, he seemed this is. I mean, yeah, and like he's been handed everything to him. You can tell by his interviews. He's kind of like, I don't want to say arrogant, but I haven't loved all the interviews.
Yeah.
Very much.
He's a good kid. I like him. Like, and he actually has a motor on like some of these other guys, like Brandon Ingram, for example.
Yeah.
And he plays unselfishly. Like, there's a lot to like there. It's just Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson are special to me.
They look like special talents to me. I'm with you. When I look at both of those guys, and Boozer, I kind of waffled on at some point, but then watched a little bit more tape, and I'm just like, and this kid, he does a lot, and he does a lot of different things, these guys whose parents were in the league almost always outperform,
Jabari Smith.
Yeah.
Not I said almost.
So
always.
congrats to you, Eric. Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So I hinted at this earlier before we started. I am still on a Grizzlies boycott. It hurts my heart because Memphis is the city so close to my heart. But I feel like much like the Tennessee state government has stripped the city of Memphis of like its adequate voting capacity and is trying to disenfranchise the whole of West Tennessee, where I'm from. I feel like Zach Kleiman has been trying to disenfranchise everything that I loved about the Memphis Grizzlies for the last several years. And until he's gone, I'm not sure that I can be excited. I want to be, because dude, I fucking love Boozer and I love Memphis, and the city of Memphis is gonna, and he's a great fit with Edie, and I do kind of love Edie, and also Coward is great. Like, and honestly, if they just fucking keep Ja and stop being fucking jackasses, but I don't know if you're Ja, how do you've been so like like actively disrespected over and over and over.
Yeah.
I don't know how he can even, I don't know, man. And
so
also I think their coach is a fucking like awful. I think he's an awful, 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 terrible, terrible coach. So to me, I don't know. This next year, whatever, they're probably going to be awful. Hopefully they fired Zach Kleiman and get a new coach. And maybe in a couple of years this could be really great. In the short term, my feelings.
So your tent, like, sorry, I don't want to go like too far off the rails, but is your boycott because you were that much of a believer in the Ja, Bane, Jaren Jackson, Taylor Jenkins era that you
100%. I love all those guys. A big believer in them.
You love them, but did you believe that they?
Oh, fuck yeah. Are you kidding? They pushed the Warriors the year they won the title in 2022. Like all these guys were young. I mean, look at the success that each one of these guys has had when they've left. Like, I mean, and more importantly,
including Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, right. Like Dylan Brooks, Bane, dude. Like I love Jaren Jackson. Ja was like my fucking favorite player. Like absolutely. I love Taylor Jenkins. I guess you know what, Milwaukee's got Taylor Jenkins now, so maybe they can make something of Tyler Hero. Let's see what happens. Listen, but this is the other thing. It's the racism. It feels deeply racist in a way that is so familiar to me growing up in the Deep South. Like it's the pearl clutching. It's the like, hey, the perception. There's nothing even happened. It was just the perception of something happening, and then I don't know, man. Like also
Miles Bridges continues to keep a place on an NBA roster, and
or even James Harden actually caught a charge.
Yeah. or Rick Brunson getting to be on fucking, after game interviews with his son after the title and everything. Like they're okay with. The league is so weird and selective about
that Miles Bridges is still in the fucking league, like that.
And Ja didn't do anything illegal.
Fucking do
like Ja really didn't do anything illegal. The only court case that was like involved here was a civil case where he punches that kid.
And he's the one who called the police.
Yeah.
But that laser pointer incident was kind of crazy, though.
Yeah, but it's like the laser. It's a laser pointer. A, B. It's like this is all just fucking rumor. It's also mostly drummed up by McMahon, who is fucking a garbage human being and also a fucking racist.
Yeah. No, fuck that. This is an anti-Tim McMahon podcast.
He's a fucking shitster. Like Luka hates him. Like he actively goes into these locker rooms, tries to get information to try to build some sensational stories. Like, and you're talking about rumors, man. Like that story, it's literally just a fucking hearsay. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, some people maybe in the car with Ja maybe pointed a laser pointer at some other people. Like, what? What the fuck is that story? That's not a story. The other stories were like, oh, Ja was on the plane and he was drinking. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Drive to pull the proverbial LaMelo.
Brandon Clark is dead. Like
back onto the road.
It's sad. It's just sad times. But Boozer.
What I want to say here that I think is really funny, as a Rockets podcast, one of our only times we'll mention them today. Grizzlies have a better young core than the Rockets. Kind of think they do.
Yeah.
Kind of think they do.
I mean, we say this now. We say this like a day after the draft, right? Recency bias is.
And what about when he's rookie of the year? What are we gonna say?
You think he's gonna be? Man, I think Peterson's gonna be rookie of the year. You already this man
about production, man.
Alex.
Peterson's gonna have a hard job.
You think so?
I want to talk about Peterson right now.
Yeah.
But what I want to say is I think Peterson's gonna have a hard job averaging enough points to get in the to beat what's the name of the rookie of the year race. The same way that I thought Harper, you could still argue Harper might end up being the best player from this last draft. He just wasn't ever going to get the fucking space or the time in the regular season to do that.
To wrap up the Grizzlies discussion, I think Edie, Boozer, Coward, Wells, Ja could be a
Spencer.
And
Cam
Spencer,
Spencer.
yeah, right. You got Cam Spencer. Also, what's his name? What's his name?
Ty Jerome.
Ty Jerome, thank you. Who was so good in Cleveland.
No,
Who's
Ty
hurt
Jerome is
most of
legit. Ty Jerome is really good.
he's fucking great,
Playoff
right?
dropper. We want to talk about playoff dropper.
He
Ty
saved
Jerome.
them. He saved them in a couple of those games, didn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway.
He also watched Tyrese Halliburton dance all over his soul. All right. Now I want to talk about Utah because I want to get to my hot takes here.
Yeah.
I talked about this at the end of the last podcast, but I'm gonna blow it up on this one. My big take here is so the Jazz, if you ask me, got the best player in this draft. I think the Jazz drafted the player who I think is most likely to be a Hall of Famer of these guys, although I do think that there's a good chance that a couple of these guys
Could be
do
Boozer,
it.
yeah. Some other
It's
guys.
a really interesting draft.
Yeah.
The top four guys are all really cool in different ways. And the Bulls don't seem to be run by a moron anymore, so I'm even excited about what Caleb Wilson's doing to do. But Darren Peterson is part of a roster where he makes so much sense right now, where they're having trouble passing. Looks like again, like maybe the Rockets at the beginning of the year, where it's like, sure, before Fred went out with the injury, whenever it was like,
well, they were
maybe
great last year at the beginning of the year before
yeah.
the injuries that beset them in the first place, right?
What I'm trying to say is these are not great. This is not a great passing team, and that is like the obvious weakness of them when you look at them right now as a roster.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the next weakness, you have a real hard fucking time finding it because they are amazing at fucking shooting. They have several off the ball creators. They have great rim protection, and now some like really interesting wing defenders. Whether you want to talk about, I think a big question here is going to be what kind of defender will Peterson be in the league? We don't know yet. I'll say this: Dylan Harper didn't play defense that hard in college, but we knew he was capable of it. And when he got to the pros and he had a different role, he totally did. I could totally see Peterson finding some of that with Will Hardy in Utah. And my big hot crazy take that I don't think Alex has probably heard is they're going to be in the second round of the West next year. They're going to be in the second round of the West next year. Yeah, I think that they're.
No. Is this contingent on Kessler?
What did you say?
Is this contingent on Walker Kessler going back?
Yes. This is assuming they re-sign Kessler, which in a restricted free agency environment, like they just are. Like LA can offer them some crazy fucking number. They're still probably gonna match it, and then decide
not the fucking number he asked for. That shit was crazy as fuck.
Well, even if they give him a crazy number, they can still trade Laurie at some point. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they don't want to trade Laurie, but if they got to take the L for a year and then have Laurie look awesome for them, Bailey can still is the obvious next guy from their bench. And so,
Alex, are you an Ace Bailey believer or no?
No,
you're not.
No, I've never been an Ace Bailey. So are you?
Jacob is. I'm like on the fence. I felt like
I love Ace Bailey, fifth guy on your team. Ace Bailey, fifth guy on your team is fucking amazing.
He's like fucking sixth guy on your team right now. No. So this is my.
It's like Andrew Wiggins. I never liked Andrew Wiggins, but Andrew Wiggins. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There I have their roster pulled up, and to me, when you look at their start, you mentioned fit, and I'm just like, yeah. So they're starting five: Keontae George, Darren Peterson, presumably, right? Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson. Sorry, hold on. I have an announcement for my child that happens every day. That's cute, but I had to turn off. Cool. Keontae George, Darren Peterson, Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., Walker Kessler. That's a starting five that not only is very talented, but it has a lot of fit, right? I love Bryce Sensabaugh. Ace Bailey, I think if Ace Bailey is your sixth man, I feel like what I kind of like about Bailey is his jump shot. What I don't like about Bailey is maybe everything else. But I do think, look, if he's your sixth man, he can create a little bit. He's got a good jumper. He's got a lot of potential talent. They've got a good coach. I'm kind of with you, Jacob. Like, I think that it's exciting what's going on there.
I think they'll sign a vet. They might get themselves a Kyle Anderson kind of guy, somebody who can be a little string connector. And I just think that I just see it. What do you think of this roster, Alex? Am I going crazy?
So Jacob, you said it's a below average passing team, like it's a weakness. Is this not the worst passing team in the league? All these guys are like I think it's just like it's trust and Spo with Giannis. I think Will Hardy, like, which I mean, I'm a believer in his his offense, but none of these guys can pass it. I mean, I guess Keontae sorta, but
And he took
all
he
these
took
other
he
guys,
took a nice leap.
are way
Yeah.
negative for their position passing the ball.
Do you think that Peterson can come in and help some of that?
I think he's not a natural passer at all. I mean, maybe if his burst is back and he's like in a rhythm, then yeah, he'll be able to create some shots.
I just love the defense. I love the size. But yeah, Jaren can't pass for shit. But
You know what
can't
creates,
pass.
you know what creates
What?
passes? You know how you get open passes? When everyone can hit a fucking shot and you have to run out at every shooter and go, holy shit, fucking Lauri Markkanen just got the ball wide open. Holy shit, Darren Peterson just got the ball wide open. Holy shit, Jaren Jackson, who's averaged 40% three-point or percentage several times in this league. Like, these are guys. These are not just like sort of guys. These are the guy that a whole offense was built around on threes. A couple of with three of these guys. Like, yes, these guys can't pass worth a fucking lick. You're absolutely right. But that's what Will Hardy's job is. Will Hardy's job is to put these guys in the spots where you don't have to worry, where you just don't think about that until they have a game where they have 20 turnovers and you go,
there's a
holy
lot
shit,
of fucking shooting.
And
I'm with you on that. Go ahead.
The coaching staff and the training staff too, like injury risk with some of these guys.
I mean,
look,
literally
man,
on ESPN right now, 4 of the starting 5 outside of Darren Peterson are listed as day-to-day. So that's probably from the end of the season, though, when they were tanking the hell out of everything.
When they literally tanked in the middle of games.
Yeah.
Dude, they just need some point guard.
NBA rules, like almost single-handedly.
Like, they're going to have one of these funny lineups where they're going to have a bench lineup that somehow scores more than the rest of their lineups because all they did was put in like Monte Morris or some shit. And like suddenly, like they score or what you call it. They just didn't have a million turnovers. But like,
Alex,
yeah,
I'm curious Alex, I'm curious how you see Peterson. You said you felt like he and Boozer were head and shoulders the best players in the draft. Like, what makes him that?
I think he just moves differently than everybody else. Like, he has no weaknesses in how he moves, so it's like he can get in and out of his moves really fast, and he can accelerate and maintain that acceleration, and then still, I mean, he doesn't have a crazy vert, but he can still like explode in traffic when he's right, which is a big if, I guess. But
how much do you put on the stuff from the injuries from last year? Like, because I did watch a couple of playoff games.
I mean, that's honestly why I don't see him as generational. Is because like I think it's just it was weird, and I don't believe in like isolated incidents. I think like it's something deeper than that. And like
I've got a thought.
Yeah, he was injured, but he didn't need to like forget how to pass the ball or forget how to drive to the rim. And yeah.
I've had like a thought recently about this, and so that Kansas program is a program that's bigger than any player, right? Like Peterson was the first player from Kansas to average 20 points a game in, if it was ever, it may have been a decade or something. I saw it recently, and that made me think like, yeah, I mean, when you see these guys at Kansas consistently doesn't like they don't run stuff for stars. Like they almost have this mentality where it's like you come in and you are part of the machine and you buy in and this is what you do. I wonder if Peterson kind of had some like kind of chafed at that environment a little bit and kind of maybe I wonder if he sort of by the end of the year was like kind of phoning it in. I mean, it could be injuries. It could be a combination. It could have been like, hey, I got hurt. I'm not going to risk getting more hurt for this bullshit. I'm only going to be here a year. I don't need to drink the fucking Kool-Aid, man. Like I am the fucking Kool-Aid.
It's also Bill Self's last year there. Like, and he's sick.
Oh, right. Bill Self was sick. Yeah. I forgot about that.
It's a weird year for him. Like
but he was a reason why it was weird too. Like,
yes, exactly. No, you're exactly right. And that's why it's like, I'm with you, Alex. You should not ignore a season's worth of what you call it of
Weirdness.
strangeness and him just not trying as hard and not doing the same things that he used to do in college or in high school, and that should all be questioned.
I just
Um,
think that transition can be weird for some people. You know, like you're going from high school to college, which is already a huge leap for any person, right? And then for these guys who are these highly touted recruits who are probably gonna who are pretty much have their ticket punched to the NBA from high school, it feels like we've just I don't know, man. I just don't know how much like stock. I was telling you this, Jacob. I just don't know how much stock I want to put in 40 games in a weird situation maybe for some of these guys where because even with the rules now, like with the new money and stuff that's in NCAA, that it's still like these guys who are or these top recruits are still just fucking tourists there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like they're still
yeah.
just like, and they know it. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I just it's like Kyrie's. Granted, Kyrie was injured too for his 1 year at Duke, but I don't know, man. Sometimes I just am like for some of these guys who it's like, hey, this guy was like the motherfucking top recruit. You can watch the film, and there were moments when I was watching him in the tourney where at the time I was like, oh, maybe he looks injured, but the things he was trying, that jumper looked so effortless, and the things that
It's
he did
insane.
were so fucking effortless. I was just like,
His
oh,
jumper's perfect. His jumper's perfect.
It's insane.
I saw your video breakdown on this one, Alex, and I wanted to ask you on you were pretty negative about his defense, about his point of attack defense. You think that he can do it, but you don't think that he like maybe wants to do it, or you don't think that it's like in his nature to constantly take that load on. You saw his feet get crossed on what you call it on like just on ball defense sometimes. Do you think that was a product of injury? Do you think that was a product of or lack of care, or do you think he's found himself not he found himself wanting a little bit in college when it came to the skills that he was able to use in high school as a like premier defensive player, and he just wasn't able to do it in with better talent or that he was defending.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these young point guards or young guards, like defense film isn't good, but I think it's just another reason to like have questions. Like you have all these tools and there are flashes, but why wasn't it consistent? Why was there no impact most of the time? Like, yeah, he's
Um,
kind of a curiosity, but
yeah.
he is.
I would bet
I,
on him honestly.
I just want to say pre-made skill set. Like, look, when we talk about the draft, like all we ever talk about is bodies and talents and skills. We usually limit to like pretty simple understandings of he can shoot or he can pass or he sees the floor well or these things. I just want to make it clear. I think Peterson has like the most developed skill set I've seen, like pre-made coming into the league.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that, by skill set, is footwork, ability to get to his shot
it's
off of
insane.
both
It's insane.
hands. What you would call it, ability to make you like really, really genuinely make you unsure if he's going to the dry or going to the cup or going to pull up for a shot, and having the footwork to where when he stops, that shot is already ready to go.
Dude, he can
Have
rise up like immediately. His touch is savant like it's
haven't seen it since Luca, is what I would say. Haven't seen a guy that pre-made coming into the league, ready to be a guy since Luca. And plus, this athletic talent makes me take the risk on the intangible problems that Alex is not
yeah.
wrong for bringing up.
But
And it's
yeah,
awesome that the Jazz don't have to be like, "Hey, man, go save us." Just go be
yeah.
fucking awesome, and you can be our best player, and it won't eat. You still won't have to have the ball in your hands all the time. You know?
And to me, what's and not to just continue on, we got other things to talk about, but like to me, what's kind of interesting about the whole Peterson situation is that he did play, right? Whereas like a guy like Kyrie or some other guys like MPJ or whatever who were injured, and we just didn't see them, and so our impressions of them are still based on older tape or workouts or these other things. But he did play, so we have the tape. We watched it, and
Yeah.
we all watched him in the tournament. And so, yeah, it's I don't know. I
It's
think
weird.
that's I think that's almost it's like but he chose to play though. You know what I mean? Like, so if he was dealing with some injury and playing through injury, I don't know. It's funny that that he is almost penalized for that choice, right?
I think Alex's shrug here is the appropriate response.
Right.
So we need to burn through these to make sure that
in the top. Do you want to move past the top 4 or?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I don't have a lot to say about Wilson. I think Wilson is great. I think Wilson's going to be really good. I'm interested in what their who is their new coach? They have somebody I don't
Splitter. Tiago Splitter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Splitter. Yeah.
A very cool coach to have for what I think needs to be coached most for him, which is his defense. He definitely has a lot to learn on defense. All the people saying is like KG are literally just looking at his like it does not make sense at all. He's like long Blake Griffin right now to me whenever I look at his game, and it's like that's a really exciting fucking thing. Blake Griffin was a scorer in this league for a very long time. And I mean, the very beginning, before the passing and the spin moves and all the cool stuff that Blake brought along the way. Anyway, I don't have a lot to say about Caleb. Do you guys have or something you want to say about the Bulls before I just ask like some general draft questions?
I think Giddy and Wilson is going to be must see. But that's all I have to say. Those like passes
in a good way.
I'm glad that he's saving your ass again. I'm glad somebody else is saving Josh Giddey's bum ass from looking terrible.
I fucking hate that guy. I hate him so much.
Yeah,
he can pass the ball.
He can pass the ball. He's got one NBA skill,
and that's all Caleb needs. He just needs the pass.
It is.
Go dunk it.
And that roster looks good. The roster looks that it's an interesting starting 5. What you call it, between Buzelis and Giddey and Wilson and whatever the fuck Nick Claxton still is. I'm not sure. But
this is my thought, right? Like if y'all and correct me if I'm wrong, like it sounds like y'all are I haven't watched a lot of film on Wilson, but it sounds like you have him at least as just like this athletic freak who's gonna dunk everything. But hey, Alex, did we lose you? Did you hear what?
Oh no, I said turn on the lights. I was listening.
Yeah.
Said,
okay, great. That's what I thought. Anyway, so it sounds like y'all have Wilson as not a guy who's going to shoot, maybe not a guy who's really going to create his own offense, is going to be a great defender and an athletic, just dunk everything around the rim. How does Nick Claxton fit into that though? Like if you've got Nick Claxton and Josh Giddey and Caleb Wilson and none of those guys can shoot. Like
I don't think he does.
That's why.
I don't think he does.
That's why. Yeah, but that's why Caleb. That's why he wasn't in that top tier for me. It's like he's a tweener. Like can't protect the rim and can't shoot right now. So he's. But
you still had him over DeBonta. Is it just that DeBonta's play style or the fact that he doesn't shoot and doesn't pass? Just you feel like that.
I mean, I think they're different positions and
and
they have a lot of they have a lot of similarities weirdly, but. I trust Caleb that he'll be better at the role player things than AJ, which is non-existent right now.
Yeah, he does. It does. I'm with you. That's exactly what worries me about DeBonta. I love the moves, but it does feel like he has to have the ball in his hands. And I'm like, can he be efficient at that if that's what he has to do?
How about get a steal every once in a while, get an offensive rebound every once in a while, block a shot.
We've seen that.
None of that.
We've seen Caleb Wilson be like a monster on defense, so you expect that already, right?
The flashes, yeah. I mean, I'm with Jacob. The defensive film was horrible, but he has flashes at least, which AJ didn't.
No, and I don't see it naturally coming in the way that. DeBonta could grow, but it would be unexpected. Wilson growing on defense kind of makes sense. It's just going to take.
So I haven't actually watched much on Wilson. That's why I was asking y'all. But the defensive tape is bad.
Yeah, I mean his instincts are terrible right now. He doesn't know what he's doing.
But
he's like AJ. He can't slide his feet at all.
Yeah. Yeah, but his athleticism's at the point that you could see it coming.
Yeah. I think his instincts are better than AJ's on that end. Like he'll make some help side plays every once in a while.
I would agree with that too. I would agree. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's all I really have to say on Wilson. I want us to talk more. We'll talk a little bit of Bulls as the off season goes on. They're a team that we never
lump these guards together from 5 to 8.
Yes. Does anybody have our strong thoughts on the guards? besides Eric loving fucking Kingston Flemings and him being in Atlanta.
I love him too. I mean, I was thinking about ranking him ahead of AJ at one point, but then
Yes,
Jesus.
fucking
That was why you were
yes.
thinking.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. I went to University of Houston. My child goes to fucking daycare every single day and in preschool at University of Houston. I almost have a PhD from there. Fucking dude, like I'm so fucking biased, but dude, I do not understand. Like Fleming's, like to me, I would almost yeah, I think I believe in him more than Devonta, frankly. And I'm sorry to say this. Like Devonta's got the tools, but to me, like Fleming's, I think you're sleeping on his fucking handle. You're sleeping on his passing. You're sleeping on like I mean, obviously everyone's acknowledging his speed, and it feels like they're so hung up on his height, which is the same as the other fucking guards, except for Wagler, who can't even fucking dribble with his left hand or do like, and he's slow as shit. Like, anyway, whatever. Like, this is the fastest player in the draft. He was in a situation that was tough this year, I think, right? Like coming off of this, the team that went to the national championship game, they lost almost the whole team except for the guards. So like he's competing against these senior guards, easily jumps in front of them, but there's no like there's no like other help on the team. Like Sinak was up and down, his shot was okay, he didn't look like he could drive for shit. But anyway, I love him. I'm excited about him. I love that he dropped to Atlanta though. Like I was like, okay, yes, please underestimate my guy. Like, oh my God, yes. And then what a better situation. I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I agree. On this one, Flemings was who I had fifth on my board. I like him a lot. Felt like it felt weird that anyone picked him besides Sacramento. I had heard that they wanted him, and it made sense that Sacramento
A-Cuff.
wanted Acuff.
Yeah.
And so like, sure, I like Acuff a lot. I talked about him before on this podcast. I think he's a great scorer. Sacramento's so desperate for like just a guy to dump the ball to a bunch of times, and because they're probably about to trade all of these guys as the best they can. So like gives them something here, but I think Flemings was the best pick available at 5. So I mean, Atlanta fucking
I've got
got
questions
exactly
about
what they
Acuff. Acuff is the guy I've got questions about from like a personality standpoint.
huh.
He feels like the guy that's like has the ego that might be a problem. I just hate that, to me, unless you're like the elite player, like it really matters where you go and where you land and the coaches you're playing with and the other players you're playing with. And that just Sacramento is just like the worst fucking situation right now. So it's like, that's where I was like, don't pick Flemings. Oh God, don't pick him. And
Could be Brooklyn.
Yeah, which right. I know that's where it was this like, I don't know. I don't have much on Mikhail Brown. I don't like Wagler. I really don't like him. I think it feels like this was a Clippers pick for fit because of who they just traded for. And I'm like, I mean, maybe he can shoot. And I believe in that jumper, but I just feel like I don't believe he can drive in the league. I don't think he can get to the rim. I just
What
don't
do you think on that, Alex? What do you think about Wagler on the Clippers?
I think it's a fine pick. I mean, I think he can be like a connector guy, shooter. But yeah, I'm with Eric. Like the creation, he has a little bit more in there than like the average slow guy, just because he's tough and he tries to go through people.
Right, he's definitely strong. Yeah, for sure.
But like he has really good feel, so it's like he's got to develop some kind of like micro skills, like in between game, or like actually knowing how to eat up space, because it's like he just goes to a spin move every time and like that.
But he's got his moves are super predictable, and he's got blinders on. He doesn't fucking pass, and so
yeah, no, that's what I don't like. He's not a good passer. Like people think that he's like this next Halliburton, but like he's for his position, he's not a good passer.
Yeah, that's where I don't get, is I'm just like, y'all are in love with some nice performances in the tournament and some like big shot making, which is cool, and also a jumper that looks good. It looks
It's
really
real.
good.
The shot is
Yeah,
real.
the jumper is
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not, and maybe he can do enough with that jumper and get to the rim enough to make all of that work. And I'm just like wrong, but yeah, I just to me compared to he was a guy, he was last on my list of these guys. So, but I don't know.
Okay, hottest
I mean,
takes. Hottest takes left. What do you got, Alex, for the guys that we haven't talked about?
loser Mavericks.
Yeah, yeah. Morris
Like,
Johnson's such a bad pick
what's
here.
the no? But even like outside of that, like what is this team going to be around Cooper Fly? I think you got all these bruisers around him. He's gonna have to guard point of attack again this year, and it's gonna be bad. Like, but what is it?
They drafted like another center, right? Or another power forward.
It's a big. He's a 4-5. Morris Johnson.
like
He can
PJ
kind of play.
Washington, like Najee Marshall.
Oh no, I wasn't even thinking about
And
Morris.
then they still got
Yeah.
Derek
Go ahead.
Lively, Daniel Gafford. They literally only employ 5 and 4.
Yeah.
like what is this around Cooper Fly? I don't know. Like
You got a tank. This is another.
They don't have their picks. They're out their picks the next, I think, 4 years. Like this is their last chance to actually add somebody, or one of their last chances. I don't know.
I don't think you see the vision. I don't think you see the vision, Alex. Oh, here, I'm gonna step away for like 5 seconds. I'll be right back. What's your call? Keep if you got more hot takes.
No, I got questions for Alex on this because I know you've done a lot of draft breakdown. So again, I'm sitting here going on about Flemings, but what are your thoughts on those other guards, right? Or on Mikhail Brown and on Acuff?
Yeah, so I mean, I think like people like I agree Walker's limited and people talk about limited. I think Acuff is really limited too. And like any franchise, like I just hope the Kings aren't asking him to be the savior. Like I hope they actually like, I mean, if it's like a more like, oh, you get the ball on the move, like you have an advantage, like you're a secondary creator around the Sabonis hub, I guess, then it would be better for Acuff. But like if they're asking him to be Dame immediately or like be Dame ever, where it's like high pick and roll every possession, line up the duck pins, like Acuff doesn't have that to me. Like he's so limited. His frame, like people think Acuff has burst, but he has no burst at all, and his frame is bad. So that's what I see with Acuff.
Well, he also feels like a straight line driver to me. Like when I watch his highlights.
I mean, he can use the body a little bit, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that's what people were dinging Flemings on was his free throw rate, but I feel like he's really crafty and he's got dribble moves all over the place, and his handle, whatever. But yeah, I mean,
I think Flemings is super limited too. Like my comparison with him is a weird. Yeah, but I think he's just such a winner that he's gonna figure things out, and like the jumper is weird, yeah, but it goes in, and he shot free throws well. So,
but what are those limitations of it? Because again, I'm all of the rosy colored glasses.
He can't move side to side at all. Like, and his handle is. I think he has no bend. Like his handle, he can dribble the ball really hard, and that's good for his passing. But like, he doesn't have a ton of moves, and his finishing at the rim too. Like he has no. Like even Wagler has like a decel pump fake game around the rim. Flemings is just like Schroeder a million miles an hour, trying to beat the rim. Try to beat the.
I do think his rim finishing at times didn't look great. I do disagree with you, at least in the games that I watched. That I feel like he has a mid range game to me and he took a lot of mid range shots. His mid range accuracy wasn't as great, but I think he was going against loaded up defenses every single game.
No, I mean his mid range is legit. I love his mid range, but
to me that's where I really like his handle and his moves. I know what you're saying in terms of finishing in traffic at the rim, and I think that to me what I saw was I was like, oh, I'd like him to go into contact more, and he feels like he goes away from contact, but I feel like he's so shifty that but there could be an issue exactly where the finishing just isn't there, right? And maybe the hitch and the jumper is a problem. I don't. People love his defense. I don't know that I believe in his defense like that. Though.
He just has no wingspan. I mean, I think he'll figure it out just because that's who he is. But
Well,
He's
and
always going
and
to be limited.
everybody who plays for U of H right now, like they teach the hell out of defense, right? So it's
Yeah,
like,
Kelvin Sampson.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I saw him in the grocery store like like a couple months ago, and like
Oh, really?
there was some like it was going to be we have natural disasters all the time, so there was some looming natural disaster, and I went to the Kroger, and then it was just crammed with people, and there was like the aisle was like just all these people, and then Kelvin Sampson was like is pushing his cart like above everyone, and I was like, I love you, and like I didn't make it weird, but I did kind of like did do like the like smiling, like I didn't do the fist pump, but like I gave like the version of that for like the smile head nod, which I couldn't not at least anyway. But yeah, exactly. But that's my point, right? Is that that's why I think he'll probably come in with good instincts because they've been drilled into him in college, right? But yeah, I don't know that I think he's going to be a great. Everyone's like he's going to be a great defender. I'm like, maybe he might.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, he's always
but
going to
yeah,
be limited. And he
yeah.
also
So
weighs like whatever he weighs.
yeah, he's
Buck
super skinny.
85.
But I also think that he's like a baby, like, and I think that his attitude is going to be fabulous. I think that he's
No,
gonna.
I love him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna fit, and
And
I
he'll
love
learn
the
from
fit in
CJ.
Atlanta. Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love everything about, and also that Atlanta team. I mean, they're the only team that took the most games off the
The
Knicks,
Knicks.
and they had that crazy run.
Yeah.
That's where it's like after the trade, I was like, man, this was a stupid trade. Like, what Trae Young, like, he's a really good player. Like, I don't really understand like the necessity to just kind of chuck him away like this and whatever. But yeah, it happened. Like the addition by subtraction happened, which I'm sorry, it has to worry you.
Does a lot.
You
Does a
know.
lot.
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to quickly hit those because to me that top 8 were the guys
Yeah.
who I really focus on, and I felt like, hey, these are the
Yeah.
guys who
Yeah, I mean,
really
I guess, and Mikael Brown, I mean, I'm not a believer, but it's a big swing, so you can't fault the Nets for that. But
for the Nets, yeah.
yeah,
I
but I
just
don't believe at all in him.
no, really.
No,
It feels like he can. I don't know. It feels like he can score. No.
no, he's super talented. Like he has, unlike all these other guards, he has no limitations with like his bend, his handle, his jumper. Like, but I think he's a horrible decision maker, and I don't see how that really changes. Like, it gives me Pool vibes, honestly. Like, unserious.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Huh.
the back thing. He's a year older than everybody else too. Like,
Oh, right. I knew that. Yeah. And Louisville just loves to just kick out these like guys who just score every single thing ever, and just let guards especially just take a million shots or whatever and play super fast and whatever. Okay, you're back.
I'm here.
Do we have to end?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to. I just had to I had to run up my stairs. So you have to give me 5 seconds before I can catch my breath.
Yeah, you have a lot of stairs. Jacob has a new house with a lot of stairs. There's so many.
cardio.
Shut the fuck up.
Put that knee brace back on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Knee brace on every side of it at this point, baby.
So we basically just went through. I've dug in with Alex a little bit more on that top 8. We talked about Mikael Brown a little bit and Acuff a little bit, and a little bit more about Flemings because I can't help myself. But yeah, so I do think you were at the point where you were saying, hey, do we have other like hot takes? I have one real kind of like juxtaposition thought that I could share, but I don't know if y'all have some others.
My last one is just that I mean, my only last one on the just like kind of the whole draft is I think OKC kind of drafted weirdly. I think I don't love what they did. I thought Mara was a cool fit, but I don't think that he has a ton of place to play there. Like I don't
This
understand
was
like
going to be my take. This was going to
oh
be
okay.
juxtaposing
Wait,
that and San Antonio. Like just
why though? He's literally the third tallest person in the league behind Edie and Wembanyama. Like, why? How could OKC not use that?
He's super interesting. He's a really interesting player. He's going to give you exactly what Chet gives you.
that's my
Like
thought.
at his best, he's going to give you what Chet gives you. He might
And
be a
he's
little
so
bit more.
skinny.
I don't know. I just yeah, exactly. But also just like his skill set is all like, hey, he's kind of good at a bunch of different things, and he's a decent rim protector. Chet is really good at a bunch of different things and a good rim protector. And it's like I thought they were going to try and replace Hardenstein with this pick. Not I mean because
Not Chet.
well yeah, because
I mean, why
Sturts,
can't you just have two Chets? Like maybe they want to change their team up a little bit.
yeah, I mean
So
sure seemed like they needed somebody else besides the one Chet in the playoffs.
so
And I also and I also just think in Sturts was like an obvious replacement for Joe. Yeah, maybe I'm just not being inventive enough here with how I'm thinking of how they're going to build their team. It just feels like the Thunder have always Presti loves guys like this, and he's hit on them once when they were a guaranteed prospect. They were like literally the best prospect in the draft, and every other time they were fucking Darius Baisley or Pokusevski or what you call it, or just name
yeah.
whichever weird long
I
dude.
mean, I think that's a little unfair. I mean,
Maybe.
J-Dub, Kason Wallace,
Yes.
who else
And
Yes.
is there? I mean, Wiggins and
Those are
Joe
different,
or
but
Western
those are different
Matthews.
player types. That's what I'm trying to say is like when he's leaned to this kind of guy, I just haven't seen like it's
Like
like
what
he likes the
the
build.
weird player type?
It's like he wants the build
Uh,
more than he wants the player.
like the
And
Usman Jang,
yes, yes, or sort
Goku.
of
Okay,
like
okay, I see.
it's like he's drafting the body. He's not drafting the player.
Okay, I
Um,
see.
so to me, the funny thing is I was thinking exactly about bodies when I thought about because to me the juxtaposition uh this Mara pick and the how do you say his name? Quaintance pick?
oh
Jaden
yeah, Jaden
Quaintance?
Acquaintance. Yeah, acquaintance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Quaintance pick for the Spurs is exactly that. Is like the problem with Chet and even potentially less so Wembanyama, but the problem with Chet and really the problem with the Thunder had been like like rebounding, right? Had been like having a big body, athleticism inside, like physicality, right? And you got another guy who's super skinny and lanky and a like a skill guy. And not to say that I'm with you. Maybe having two chests works, right? But to me,
Right?
the acquaintance pick is like putting Jokic and fuck, I'm really tired. And
Valanciunas.
no. Putting Jokic and what's his name, who's like the perfect fit next to Jokic, their power forward,
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, the Jokic Gordon fit, where it's like cool,
Oh,
you have this like really tall, skilled guy, and then you have like a fucking like this super athletic motor around him
I haven't watched
to
anything acquaintance. I don't feel comfortable saying that, but he looks good strength wise, I would assume.
he just looks like a like just a freak athlete, like the guy
oh,
who's gonna dunk everything, who's gonna like really be big and physical and athletic and move quickly and just be a bruiser. And it's like the Spurs went out and got that guy, but it's like that's what to me that's what the Thunder needed. You
Yeah.
know, like the Thunder needed that guy. Like that's what they in Hartenstein. That's to me, it's like Hartenstein could have been more of that guy. You know what I mean? Like he could have been more physical. I don't know. They have a ton of shooting. I just and to me, like I thought that was a great pick by San. I just thought those, and this isn't necessarily a referendum on how good Mara might be or how good Quaintance might be, but just from a fit standpoint, I was like, huh, one of these teams really did like go to the title. Well, again, also one of these teams is drafting at 20 and the other one's drafting at 12. So maybe you think, hey, we got a chance to get like a really, like a really good player here, talent wise. And I don't know. That
What do you
just
think
it
on
was a
Mara?
weird
What do
thing.
you think on Mara, Alex? Because it seems like we're both pretty down on him.
I mean, when you're 7'3" or 7'6" wingspan, like you don't really need to overthink it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think he's a little bit soft, honestly. But
And the
and
shot, I don't believe in the
the
shot.
free throw
Yeah.
shooting is really concerning. I mean, same with Jaden Keats though, or however you say his name, Quaints. But
Yeah.
that's why it's like the injuries and the free throw shooting with Quaints. Like, is he ever going to play in the playoffs? Like, it's worse than Mitchell Robinson. But um,
I
I
just think
mean,
with the Thunder, like the thing that was obviously missing to me this playoffs was more creation. And I mean, they had the injuries. And so I think they're just betting that when the injuries come
J-Dub's back.
back, when you get J-Dub and you get AJ Mitchell, then you're just not worried about the same things.
Yeah.
And we'll see. We'll see. I'm not of the belief that AJ Mitchell would have had a really hard time in that series. And when he did play, and he played 3 games in that series, he had a really hard time in that series.
It was, yeah.
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 Um,
But yeah,
so,
in terms of hot takes, the only last one I have besides that is I like Yaxel a lot. I just think it's really funny that Golden State's the team that picked him. That Golden State just decides to always choose the fucking ready-made player and have no future whatsoever. They just don't believe in the future. They can't. There is no era beyond when Steph Curry retires, the world will end. And Golden State, and it's just like they picked a 24-year-old because he can probably start next year. I don't know. But I like Yaxo. I like Yaxo a lot. I also think that if he were on the Rockets, I would probably have him in my top 8 rotation. I like his body. He plays well. I don't know. I liked his motor when I watched him.
who do you think otherwise, like Alex, do you think that there was some standout? I mean, we you know, people do the winner losers,
I mean,
like, yeah, standout teams that did
I
well.
don't like him that much, but I think Ibuka Corey from the Pistons, that's a really at 17. Like, remember how good Schroeder was for them 2 years ago? Like, I feel like he can be that immediately.
Yeah.
And some people on draft Twitter are like obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I was kind of bored by after the top 8. I was kind of bored by this draft. There's no like Papa Giannis. What are the Kings doing? Like no,
Right.
even no Young Hansen. Like nothing just
Yeah.
off of our radars. So,
No,
Well, and there
four
weren't a lot of
years away
trades.
from being 4 years away.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It does feel like teams are kind of, you know, following the script a little bit more. And also but I was surprised in particular that we didn't have more trades. You
Yeah.
know,
There
Memphis
was a
traded
lot
down
more
like
player
7
trade.
times, but
Yeah. Also, I think a big reason why we didn't have as many stupid picks yesterday is because Brooklyn didn't have as many picks. And Sacramento didn't have as many picks. So yeah. Like Brooklyn had 4 picks last year and we got 4 stupid picks. This year they picked the guy who was obviously there for him and good for them. Thank God for them because they won't have to, even if he sucks, nobody's gonna blame them. Yeah.
Mike Hill Brown, Julius Randle, and Michael Porter Jr. That's gonna be
it's gonna be interesting.
something.
Good thing Jordy Fernandez likes to put a leash on his shooters, right? And his creators. Like good thing he wants to keep them all in line and not have
That's right.
140 possessions next year.
Do you want to end on our man Kareem Lopez?
Oh, I don't know. Do you have 5 minutes on this? You got 5.
No, I don't. I have nothing other than
I don't like it. Feels Laravia or who's the other big body Roddy. It feels like that to me a little bit. But
oh, really?
I can't say I was watching
all the Grizzlies. See, these are the Kleiman failures. This is how he failed us, right there. Yeah, Laravia's
Melton for David Roddy.
yeah, it's bad. So wait. So yeah, okay. Yeah. So you like Lopez then, is what you're saying?
No, I don't. It feels big body Roddy-esque to me.
Shout out to my Mexican brother, Kareem Lopez. I don't care.
That's the only thing that was my take, is that I saw him crying and I was like, oh, I love that he's crying. And I love that we have a Mexican-born player in the NBA.
Viva la raza.
Yeah, fucking great. This is the best. Otherwise, no opinion.
Yes. Alex, before we let you go, promo your
one more time.
YouTube channel one more time because it's really I'm telling you, I watched it. Very good breakdowns. He's about to talk.
We'll link it to the show too.
Gonna be pumping out some more content too. Got an AJ video coming out. I want to lock in on the Michigan guys too before Summer League. We'll see if I get time for that, and then more Wizard stuff. Of course, that's the main focus. It's called From the Ground Floor. Yeah,
love it. Awesome.
You heard
Alex for the love of the game.
Here. Yes, he's so good at our draft analysis. It's a really good, series. You should watch it. He's going to add more stuff over the years. Alex has been one of my favorite basketball minds I've known ever since I've known him. Thank you for being on the show again, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was fun. And I really respect your guys' basketball
We don't
takes
deserve
and-
that.
Thank
We
God
appreciate
someone
it.
does. This is the way we boss. Jacob Mustafa.
I'm Eric Todd.
Peace.